This is the one graph that I thought I'd include to give context then in terms of growth over time. So when that photo from the Ferris wheel was shot here right about 1890, the campus was building at a rate of roughly 750,000 square feet per decade for the first 50 years. That more than doubled from 50 to 2000, largely, as did our peers, largely with investment from the federal government and other sources in research facilities on university campuses. Moving to this millennia, the first 2 decades of the 21st century, we're building at the rate of 3 million square feet per decade. So said another way, we're building 40% as much square footage here on the University of Chicago campus as was built in the entire preceding history. So that's why it's hard to get around. But it's also an incredible opportunity. And we want to make sure that as we're building to meet the programmatic objectives, that every single thing we do is about enhancing the greater whole, is really recognizing that we have an historic opportunity to make this the most amazing campus in the country, if not the world. And I don't think that's hyperbole. I think that that is actually, I mean, we have a great legacy from which to move forward in that regard. So we've developed a series of design principles to help inform everything we do and make sure that each individual project enhances the greater whole, to make sure that we don't squander this opportunity. And this was a great insight for me personally into how the University of Chicago works, because when I came here, I was familiar with both my own and other peers' examples of design guidelines that universities have created. And some of you may be familiar with the particular brick color at UCLA, or the Stanford example of Spanish Revival architecture extended out beyond its original quadrangles. And there are almost phone book thick design guidelines that often campuses refer to. And so we started to go down that path, and it quickly became apparent that this is a university in so many ways that wants to make sure that we are nimble, facile, flexible, and creative, and that we don't want to tie our hands. We want to give ourselves a framework within which to think, and then find the most talented colleagues with which to work within that framework to then translate and apply design guidelines. So really, we went down the path of saying there are fundamentally 4 aspects to everything that we design that we want to make sure we're paying attention to. And these are shared with the faculty on the steering committees of our projects. They're on our website. They're shared with any architect that might want to do work with us, as well as, of course, those that do.